than murdered. All the friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. And the bird said nevermore.
You're listening to the Call Podcast with Brandon and Josh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of The Call. It is a Baltimore Ravens podcast where we talk anything and everything Baltimore Ravens football. Thank you for listening to us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, the Baltimore Sports Report Network, Player.fm, Overcast, Google Play Music, Satchel, and you can watch this episode on YouTube. So we are coming to you live from Baltimore. I like to call this Studio B.
I love it, man. It's a great setup.
You know, we started the new season off. There were a couple, little hiccups along the way, and we heard you guys. We weren't happy with it either, so we're trying something new here. Let us know what you think, but we added video.
I love
to
it.
This.
I love it. And I love the fans' feedback. I mean, we do what we can because me and Brandon have crazy schedules. And,
it's true.
Obviously, we're not paid professionals, right? Wish we were. But
not yet.
Not yet. I mean, we love to hit the big time and with everybody's support. But what it comes down to is, it's efficiency versus quality.
Yeah.
I want quality for our listeners, for our fans, because, I feel if it was bad quality, I'm jumping ship.
Sure. Yeah.
And I appreciate the feedback. So everybody, we really do. Whether it's good, bad, mediocre feedback, give it to us straight. That's what we love on the call. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. So you got to go to the first Ravens regular season game of the year. I went to 2 preseason games, but
right.
Of course the environment's very different when it comes to regular season to preseason.
Dude, you don't even know. It goes from here and goes to here. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, so you actually got lucky. You got to go to the Jimmy's Seafood tailgate before the game. So that was your first experience with Jimmy's, wasn't it?
Not really. I mean,
you've done it before?
We remember me and you were up there at the
That's
tailgate.
right, we did the away game.
The away games, and
What am I thinking?
That was my first home game experience.
Okay.
I've actually done the home game because I tailgate myself. We have passes in a lot each. I don't really, get to experience that. So what happened was, and I'll put the picture of what I tweeted Jimmy's on our Facebook page. But Jimmy's Famous Seafood came out with a contest. Okay.
Yeah.
I so happened to log on to Twitter and seen their tweet, and it said, tweet us to why you should have, because they were giving away 4 passes.
Yeah.
And to their tailgate, which are $35 a piece.
Uh-huh.
It includes all you can eat, all you can drink from 9:30 till kickoff.
Okay.
Or whenever you want to leave, basically. Yeah. It's crazy. Open bar, open food, buffet. And so what happened was they tweeted and said, tweet us a reason why we should give you the passes. And I didn't really give them a long speech. I didn't give them because I'm a super fan. I went the route as pictures are worth 1,000 words. So I tweeted him a picture of yours truly in uniform, and it was the Steelers game, I think, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It might have been last year. I think it was last year. And I said, because I go all out for my team, and it was me with my guys at tailgating. It was me dressed in all the Ravens uniform, even with the Ray Lewis helmet I used to wear until he got signed. And he tweeted me back. I was one of the 2 winners. It was incredible. Got the passes, told my friend who was going with me to the game.
Yeah.
She was excited as anything. We planned this trip since April. When the schedule comes out, I always divvy up my season tickets.
Right.
She's never been to a Jimmy's tailgate. I've been there, and I told all the experience, and it was, bro, and the pictures are telling. I mean, from the buffet, the Jimmy's does it right, from oyster shucking to buffet, open buffet, mac and cheese.
Bands.
They had a live band. Here's to the Night was awesome, man.
Yeah. Do you think they're Eve 6 fans?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
And it was funny because my secret fetish is pop. I hear pop and it's just catchy.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
of course.
they did the NSYNC and Britney Spears and it was in Backstreet Boys songs, but it did Rock Twist to it. And I'm sitting there jamming out, and everybody's making fun of me. But they did it right. DJ Buddha, I think, is their DJ. He does it right every time. He was the away game DJ, obviously in New York, and you've seen it. It was a incredible spread, great environment. I enjoyed it, and there was Fast Eddie's vodka. There it was great.
Nice.
Cornhole, we ran the table undefeated in the morning. It was great. It was just great. They had a lot of games interactive. Dorsey's art was there. I actually got to pick up an artwork, and I'll text a picture of that. I actually purchased a Suggs piece.
Oh,
that he
really?
did, one of the original part. Yeah,
Nice.
One of his last ones. It'll go in my Ravens office in my new house, which is great.
Yeah.
And let alone we're sitting in there. My friend was in line, basically for tailgating,
Right.
for the drinks. I'm looking up on the stage, and I go, "Is that Chris McAllister?" Lone Chris McAllister's hanging out at our tailgate.
Really?
Incredible. So I told her to look out for him. She gets a picture with him. Basically, it comes down to like we were interacting. I went up there, took a picture.
Yeah.
I talked to him. He was like, "What's this eye thing?" Because of the red eyes I wear on game
course,
day.
yeah.
He loved it. I was like, "Chris, can I take a picture?" He took a picture with me, and then I even said, "Appreciate you coming out." He was very nice. Never got to meet him before ever.
Yeah.
It was my first interaction with him, and he basically, my interaction was like this. I said, "Chris, man, I miss your playing days, bro." I said, reminiscing, and I said my favorite play I brought up was remember the field goal miss on Monday Night Football against
Right.
the Broncos, and Ray Lewis clocked that guy. I told him that, and he started laughing. He goes, "Yeah, that was a memorable play." So shout out to Jimmy's. They do it right.
Yeah.
I know we were there Christmas night game. I think we should do a tradition, at least one away game or one big away game.
Absolutely.
We should try to do a Jimmy's trip down to eat just at a restaurant,
Yeah.
enjoy it. But we had, I always have an incredible time up in Bel Air where I watch games, the Silver Spring Mining Company. But it's just great, and I know we'll get to talk on the Purple Friday preview of what's going on
Yeah.
around town for the London game. Obviously, it's exciting this week, but we have the Red Eye Review, and this
That's right.
one, obviously, getting started right in tailgating. It felt good to wake up on game day, get the gear ready, gas up the car, and just get down there for an incredible time. And the fans, the game day experience. They unveiled a new game day experience. Did you hear about that?
I saw like the new screens are there, but they also did
yeah.
like the new intros and everything.
I love the intros. It felt like of the Game of Thrones kind of feel. Like,
Okay.
I have pictures. I think I put them on the Facebook page if I didn't. It was like a pillar, a raven.
It looked like a graveyard almost. That's
Exactly.
what I thought.
They actually, speaking of that, remember that when we did our Poe gravesite visit?
Yeah.
They actually said they went around town and infused some of that, and they actually reviewed Poe's gravesite.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was like gated. It felt like it was like stonework.
Yeah.
It looked great. The purple smoke. I loved it. You know, being old time gladiator kind of deal. I was a fan of it. They didn't much do other than that. The intros were great. The fire was incredible, and I'll post a video of that. I got a video of the fire when Flacco came out, and you can really feel the heat.
Yeah.
And the intros are great. The crowd was rocking. But I will say, speaking of the crowd, I was kind of disappointed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Just because I felt like maybe it'll be more so, when we take care of business this weekend and we're 3-0 playing the Steelers.
Yeah.
But I felt like as the game went on, people weren't into the game. Maybe because it was a nice summery day.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was the Browns. Maybe because our team pretty much had the game in hand. But
Sure.
I felt like third quarter, early in the fourth, it was kind of like people weren't getting as vocal in defense, getting crazy.
Wow.
But I think as the season goes on, but being that this team, how they're playing,
Yeah.
it's kind of disappointing with the crowd. But again, I don't know what kind of crowd we had, but our Ravens faithful as before. I felt like the first and second quarters are great. But I don't want to call anybody out, but I feel like we need to get a little bit more into the game, especially when you pay the money to go to the games.
Yeah.
This ain't social
Let's
hour,
sit on your
guys. Get up.
hands.
Yeah. I mean, there were some people I'd seen that, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I was up every third down.
Right.
I was hoarse. I couldn't talk the next morning. It was great. That's why we couldn't do the show Monday, because I don't have a voice on my home games. I just really don't.
All right, so let's get into this
Yep,
game. It's the first
absolutely.
one of the year at home, and of course the big thing, as always with the Ravens, injuries. Injuries are the big story coming out of this. Two big names, Brandon Williams and Marshall Yanda, both went down. We had a couple injuries as well, but they're the two big ones. Marshall Yanda's out for the rest of the year.
Who'd have thought that?
He's got a fractured ankle. It looks like he's going to get surgery soon. What does this mean for the Ravens, though? Because Marshall Yanda he's a Pro Bowler almost every year on the field.
Mm-hmm.
But what about his leadership in the locker room as well? I mean, that on the field and off the field, both are going to be huge losses without Yanda there.
Huge loss. You cannot stress it enough. You can't replace a Pro Bowl caliber player. I
Right.
don't care who it is on the defensive line, offensive line, special teams. I don't care. What has to happen is everybody's got to step up. And you heard Suggs. You don't want to do next man up. I hate to be cliche, but he even said it. There's no words for it. And there's no words in English language, what Suggs said. But you can't, man. Yanda's been a mainstay, and some put him as a future Hall of Famer. His numbers could speak for itself. He's been quietly under the radar. I read the articles out there.
Yeah.
He could make a case for Canton one day, guys, and it could be another lineman in there, and we could be saying it. Who knows? But I felt like slowly but surely he's built a great career under the radar, mainstay. Can't say enough about it. I love the guy. I met him a few times. I actually met him in his rookie year in training camp. It was great before all the big beard and all that.
That's a great beard. That is a really great beard.
Him and Weddle, man.
Yeah, they got the skills.
They do. You need to. I'm getting there.
I don't
it's
have
been 3
this-
weeks for me.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
been a while, but man, I could never reach that potential that they have.
Mine was pretty brutal last year, if you recall. I put the pictures. It was nuts. Went to No Shade November, and I just went, screw it, let's go to the end of the year.
Yeah.
but yeah, man, you can't replace Yanda, and it's detrimental to this team. But we're gonna get some reinforcements in there. But when I saw him go down, he was walking in the locker room, was on power, and I'm like, it's not that serious. And I'm like, but then I remember my own injury. I had a broken ankle, and I walked on mine for 2 hours before I had a feeling it was broken.
Right.
Because I was like, the swelling, your adrenaline kicks in. I was playing sports when mine happened, so I feel, tough as nails, man. But it just sucks to hear that go down. And we had a fan reach out to us, Ricard. He was wondering, well, what's the difference between Greg Olson being out with a fractured foot or something or a broken foot, and then Yanda's ankle? Again, it could be the way it's broken, the where it's broken, how long it takes him to heal, what his body's like. It's just a lot to do, and I feel like with him and also Ben Bradley going down, I mean, it's just again a trend. How many people we have on IR? 15 at least.
15 in the first 2 weeks.
It's got to stop.
Yeah.
Got to stop. I mean, you have 53 guys, and you're already at 15. You got to bring in and take out. I mean, it's just can't. Who's to say what's next?
Yeah.
It's got to stop, and it's got to stop now. But what a huge loss to the running game. But I feel like the way the running game went, man, we still had it even though he was gone. So
it's true.
Not to say he was missed.
Right. But I mean, he is fantastic. But you also got to think about this. He's got 2 years left on his contract. There's an option to get out after 2018, and he's been in the league for so long. How much longer does he have to play? Like the first thought when I heard Yanda's out for the year, I said, "Is that the end of his career?"
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, if he has any say in it, he's coming back. But when you fracture an ankle, I mean, he could get a couple, like a bolt or something in there, a piece of metal in that ankle. How much is he going to be able to play after that? Time will tell. He's a tough guy, like you said. Walked out on his own. No cart, no help from coaches.
Nothing.
He made sure he got off that field on his own.
Well, I was there and I monitored it. When I saw him walk off, he sat on the end of the bench and they were looking at him. And the guy, my buddy Bill, he was like, "No, they're looking at his leg." I'm like, "Oh." And then he went back to the locker room and they're like, "That's not good."
Yeah.
And it just so happened that we knew feared the worst. Speaking of next man up, we promoted Max Skura and Tony Bergstrom, who we got. So this year, so the free agent acquisitions and the signings, homegrown talent versus free agency. We'll see what these guys can do. I feel like they're going to fit the bill, but they're not going to fill Yanda's shoes. Pretty big shoes to fill with a Pro Bowler, but really, really sucks to see it, man. It just sucks that we just have to have these injury talks every week.
Yeah, like you said, Ben Bradley, he's out for the rest of the year. But Brandon Williams, they said, is not a long-term injury. So
thank goodness, man.
But I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with London. He was the ambassador for London over the summer, if you remember. He was the guy the Ravens sent over there to kind of do some goodwill or whatever. So it would really suck to lose him for the London game. I know they're treating it like every other game, but this is something special. But he got that big contract last year. I mean, Brandon Williams is a huge part of this defense, but we don't know how long he'll be out. Could be one game, could be four. We don't know.
And that's what sucks, man. I mean, Brandon Williams, I feel like we've seen the effects on the defense. We need him there. I feel like you cannot replace Yanda, but we can get away with it maybe. But I feel like here, Brandon Williams, we signed him to the big deal, big run stopper. It allows the linebackers to go freely. If he is out for at least one game, we're going to feel the effects of it on our defense, man. And we're top-notch in the NFL, by the way. Can't say that enough, man. How about that, man? Another 5 turnovers. Almost a shutout till they had that touchdown. Long plays are killing us again in the passing game, but we can break that down. But, Brandon Williams needs to be in there.
I found this really interesting stat today. So, in the first 2 games, the Ravens' opponents have scored only 10 points and had 10 turnovers in 2 games. That's insane. That's just insane. I mean, the defense is doing a great job.
They already set a franchise record. That's the first time in franchise history in 2 straight games they've created 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
Or I think 4 interceptions, one of those two.
Now, in Brandon Williams' absence, you're going to have Matt Judon and you're going to have Michael Pierce.
Yes.
Both
Love those
have to
guys.
step up. Matt Judon had an amazing game on Sunday.
Loved it.
He after the forced fumble from Suggs, he was able to recover it, and then I don't know if you saw it, but it was on another interception. Judon friggin' speared.
Yes, he did. I
their
saw
quarterback.
it. I was up. I saw it. And I was like, spear.
That was like
I
a
saw it.
Goldberg spear. That was
awesome.
insane.
They were hitting on Sunday.
Yes.
And I love the fact that the refs let it go. I don't care. But one of our guys got clocked, a receiver, I forget who it was, and then we clocked one of them on the sidelines going towards the end zone. It was like, bam.
Yeah.
I loved it. And there was no penalties. Everybody was like surprised that's not a penalty for defensive receiver. I'm like, the guy had the ball was right in his hands.
Yeah.
And I feel like the solid play with the defense, wrecking havoc. My MVP on Sunday, though, it's like co-MVPs. I mean, the whole defense, you can't really pick somebody, but Suggs looks 5 years younger.
Yeah, he does. I mean, this guy's amazing.
And my boy, rookie Tyus Bowser, man.
Tyus
What
Bauer,
about him?
He came up with
Love it.
his first career interception in this game. He looked fantastic.
Came out of nowhere. It was like Ed Reed, just came in.
Yeah.
Just watch the highlights. And I do that every time there's a home game. I watch the highlights, and literally just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Snagged that ball. It was great.
Absolutely. The defense still looking good, but they are having some trouble, if you noticed, with the long ball. When these quarterbacks, because there was a change up with Cleveland throughout the game,
Right.
is that they would throw that long ball, and when the secondary has been beefed up this year, and even though they've been doing well, every single time that long ball was thrown, their receiver was wide open. And
It was horrible.
You see Webby and you see
Yeah, it
like
was
C.J. Mosley chasing him afterwards. But man, that's something the Ravens I think are definitely going to have to look for.
Well, big plays has always been this team's Achilles heel. I don't care
Yeah.
who's back there. If Ed Reed is in his prime, we still had some big play pass. We're making them one-dimensional, and that's what making this team pick a lot of balls. We stuffed the run. Crowell went absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
You started him in fantasy. He was playing against me, which I laughed because I'm like, really? You don't start any running backs against this team on defensive fantasy football because we're back to our old school ways. Stopping the run, no 100-yard rushers, and we're going to make you beat you with your arm. Make you beat us with your quarterback's arm, and it's gonna look ugly.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get out of hand fast. And I feel like with the Ravens, I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, man. But was I spot on our prediction? Did I say 24-10 or 27-10?
I think you said 24-10.
Let's go back and listen to that. For the Purple Friday I almost want to listen to that. I listen to all of our shows, but I really can't remember what my prediction was. But I literally told a guy in our office, he was doing a 3-team parlay.
Yeah.
And I said, take the Ravens under. And my exact quote to him was, the Browns will be lucky to score 10, and I'm giving that generously. And I said a garbage touchdown. It pretty much was. Speaking of that, we've seen the quarterback switching out. I was wondering why, was it Hogan who was in, who threw a dime piece to the rookie there.
Yeah.
But Kaiser went out for a migraine. That was the first time, I think, in NFL history I heard somebody go out for a migraine.
I'm guessing that has something to do with the concussion protocol.
Could have been,
now.
or maybe he had a migraine of this defense because they were, again, another rookie.
Yeah.
We handled them
Yeah.
at home, 9-0. I mean, it's chalk. You can't do it.
Yeah.
But I just was impressed overall. I was impressed, looking at some of the notes here, I was impressed on what the Ravens did in finishing when we turned the ball over. They put 7 on the board right away.
Yeah, that's huge.
They look sharp. I mean, apart from a few miscues and, there was a couple of penalties there. I mean, the penalties are still there.
Yeah.
Discipline again, second week, it's still disciplined football, but I feel like they weren't drive stoppers.
Sure.
I hate the penalties that are, we had a third down conversion to a first down. Oh, wait, there's a holding penalty. Or we stopped the team on third down, but wait, there's a defensive holding, which happened a few times. Yeah. I hate those drive prolongers on defense and drive stoppers on offense. I hate those.
Yeah.
I don't mind a false start on a 1st and 10. 1st and 15, we can recover from that. Throw a couple passes in there, get a first down, 15 yards. You got 3 plays to get 15 yards in the NFL. It's doable.
Right.
But to cut down on it's 3rd and 2, offensive holding, now we're at 3rd and 12, now we know we're passing it, then we throw a stupid 6-yard pass and we're short.
Right.
I hate that. But I feel like the Ravens were that killer instinct, man. They had that mentality. It's like, we get the ball, and they put, especially at the end. How about the end of the first half, man? 2 seconds left.
2
Buck
seconds.
Allen's run all the way down there. I expected the Ravens to lay down, kick a field goal. I was surprised they went for it, and I was like, and then we even said it's got to be one of those quick passes, and it was, and it was successful. I'm impressed with that. Marty's called a great game so far.
He really has, but I think this is also a sign of last week they played very conservative, a lot of running, a lot of clock management that way. But we also talked about how Joe said he was bored. I think this game, they kind of balanced it well with the running game, which we will get to in a second. But Joe was doing fantastic, and they were giving him a chance to throw the ball, and you could tell he was having a good time.
Oh, he was having a ball, and I felt like we got to talk about the elephant in the room, though. You know what that is?
What's that?
Everybody's not getting involved, man. Where's Mike Wallace?
Mike Wallace has been a little Houdini-like the last 2 weeks.
And again, I don't know he's complaining because we're 2-0. I think you would hear him speak up if we were 0-2. Get the ball in the playmaker. I said that in week 1, didn't I not?
You did.
We need to get the ball in the playmaker's hands. Macklin's been a great addition.
And can I tell you, I got just terrified when I saw him go down in that first play of the game. He's down there.
I was on my knees.
He's punching the ground. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Another injury.
Oh, we were holding our breath. I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
But he did finish the game, and luckily he was back. So
my buddy punched me in the shoulder. He's like, Macklin's back, because I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
I'm all like, and I seen 18 trot out, and I was like, okay, great, we're good. Here's another Raven who impressed.
Who's that?
How about Benjamin Watson, man?
Yeah. He had 3 receptions with Joe. He was fantastic.
Dennis Pitta.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco loves his tight end.
He needs that security blanket, and we
Especially
thought it was going to be
receivers aren't
Woodhead.
doing anything.
Right. We thought
it was Woodhead until he got hurt.
Yeah, and now we have Benjamin Watson. So I mean,
about
that's good. I did want to bring up Pitta though, real quick. You probably didn't hear this because it was on the radio broadcast. Because I didn't get to watch the game live like I wanted to. But Weddle got that amazing one-handed interception.
That was awesome.
And
Pitta's deflection.
Yes, it was. Pitta goes, you know why he got that? He's wearing gloves. And Jerry Sandusky is like, what are you talking about? And Pitta said last year when he came to the Ravens...
He wasn't. He was wearing that tape around his knuckles.
And he did that his entire career.
Really?
And the Ravens...
Did not catch that.
Yeah, and the Ravens were giving him crap and saying, like, you need to wear gloves. It'll make you, a better player. Here he is making a one-handed catch. And Pitta said if he wasn't wearing those gloves, he wouldn't have caught that ball.
That's amazing. See, there's things I don't notice. Wow, it's a good catch. And,
that's what I like about Pitta being on the radio.
I've heard that. Yeah, I think Billick was on the pregame panel, and that was great. Yeah.
This is good to have somebody that's been with the team so recent because he knows these people on the field.
What gets us football insight? You're not getting these color analysts who just they think they know what they know.
Like us.
You're getting exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, we lived in brief football. We played it. No, I feel like it's just great to see them and them not to give them a front office job as a something out of pity or something like that. But I feel like it's a great way to get everybody involved. I like to see it more. I know you're not going to see a lot of stars you're not ever going to see Ray doing that. Maybe as a guest appearance once in a blue moon.
Sure.
You're not going to see an Ogden. But I feel like with these guys, it just gives them a chance to talk Ravens football, be a part of the team again. Jared Johnson's active and he's retired. He's always on 90 Rock. Yeah. He's actually, I think he's going to go on the road to London. I think if what I heard from 90 Rock, it's really great to see and. Getting back to hand, passing game, we already know there's concern with the receivers getting involved. But, dude, how about the running game from Buck Allen getting involved, West getting involved? Now, West is banged up, but this new guy, which I was going back and forth with, I think it was Andrew on the Facebook, man. Where did Alex Collins come from?
I was watching the game and seeing some of his
with the dreads.
Yeah, so his explosiveness, and I'm like, who is this guy?
This guy ran just like 10. I was like, I didn't even know who this guy was.
He was good. You could tell he would slow down, and then he just had this burst of energy. He's looking at what's going on the field. He's very smart. It seems like he got drafted last year, I think, by the Seahawks.
Yes,
didn't work out. He was released,
which they need running back help. So it's kind of ironic.
Yeah,
because. They got nobody up there.
Yeah, so it's a little weird.
Peterson, by the way.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but we're happy to have him with the Ravens. But look at what happened with one of the last plays he had, and he fumbled the ball. Is it a concern? Is that why he was let go? Does he have a problem with his hands? Is this something that he can work on? I mean, because we saw the speed, we saw the effectiveness he is on the field, but got to hold on to that ball.
Fumbles happen. Eli Manning fumbled on Monday Night Football when he got hit. Aaron Rodgers fumbles. Brady and that's quarterbacks. I mean, again, we're talking running backs, but everybody fumbles.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, example. First touch as an NFL player, rookie. fumbled the ball. Andy Reid didn't bench him.
Yeah.
He gave him a chance, and look what he's done. He's an absolute stud. Probably going to be a rookie of the year unanimously if you don't get hurt. They just found a incredible talent in Kareem Hunt. You got to give him a chance.
Yeah.
And like Harbaugh said, guys who show consistency in play and drive are going to get the ball more.
Yeah.
Tidbit to fantasy owners. I mean, I put claims in for Ben Watson, who was incredible. 7 catches for almost 100 yards. Alex Collins, man, because with West and with his day-to-day being day-to-day, you don't know.
Right.
Alex Collins, man, dude, the dude could be starting by the end of the year. Not to say Terrence West isn't the back, but I'm telling you, this could be a running back by committee. Remember what we had years past? I think it was 2008. We had McGahee, McLean, and who's the other one? I know there's a third one. It was Laron McLean, Millis McGahee,
Right.
and there was a third. And maybe it was. No, it wasn't Ray Rice. Was that Ray Rice?
I was thinking it was Ray Rice.
Had to be. Maybe because it was 2008. It was
Yeah.
Dallas. We
Yeah.
shut down Dallas.
Yeah, that was
Remember?
Ray Rice.
Yeah, it was the last stadium in Texas Stadium, and it was that Saturday night game, Christmas weekend, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, I think we've seen this tape before.
Yeah.
Could be a three-headed monster.
Last year was a three-headed monster. We had Justin Forsett
did.
in there. We had Terrence West, and it was Ken Dixon.
That's right.
So
and we can't forget about him. I mean, I hate to say it, but what happens to Dixon next year? Again, adding more to the suspension, ho-hum. Come on, we'll get that over with. But you're right. If we can get a West on a Collins or Buck Allen's emerged.
Right.
I mean, the running backs, there was no commitment to the run last year. Now we're seeing explosiveness like nobody's seen. And again, we've seen the ball control.
Yeah.
Took the lead, first down, churning, and it was thanks to Allen Collins. First down after first down, ball control. We were winning that battle, and it was refreshing to see, man.
Yeah, it really was. And I mean, we're talking this guy definitely had a great game, but Buck Allen, he had a fantastic game as well. Terrence West had a fantastic game as well. I mean, if it is a three-headed monster, cool, let's do it because all these guys are fantastic. Terrence West, he got it was fun. He got the first goal or the first touchdown of the
Right.
year, and he's a hometown boy. He went to Towson, grew up here. I mean, this is a big deal for him to be back in Baltimore, and it was against the team that took him originally and let him go. So he had something to prove.
He did.
So, I mean, it was great to see that. But the running game, I think, was kind of questionable coming into this season. But right now, I mean, it's on point. Like, this is not something that unless, somebody were to get hurt, I'm really happy with whatever they do.
And I feel like you're right, and I feel like the Ravens could utilize play action to exploit that. You run and set up the pass, and vice versa. Some teams pass and set up the run.
Right.
You pass, and then run. I feel like, and I think it happened to where it would have been a perfect strike. Flacco, again, got to read his progressions. I don't know what the play call is, but I feel like there was a couple of plays out there that the offense left wide open. Watson, on 2 occasions at least, they were looking for a design screen pass, and Watson was wide open on the right. I'm like, you gotta look. But I feel like with those play actions, when especially run, if you're running 3 straight for a first down, especially towards the end of the game, you can get that play action there. That's going to freeze, and it's going to one-on-one all day long. And I think we did see that with taking deep shots, and I want to speak onto that too. What about the miscommunication that happened? Perryman's got to catch the ball, first off. He's got the dropsies, but I felt like a few receivers, especially Wallace, there's been miscommunication routes. Perryman had one where Perryman went out, Flacco threw it 15 or more yards down the field. Luckily, it wasn't picked off.
Right.
And you can see Flacco doing this, and you can see him talking. And I mean, I feel like there's miscommunication. Wallace gave up on the football.
Yeah.
What was that about? It was a glorified punt. It really didn't hurt us in the end. But, man, that you give Wallace the big play. We're looking for that big playability, stretch the field, and he gives up on the ball. I don't know what that was.
Well, here's the thing about Mike Wallace. Listen to some of our old shows. I've said multiple times, I don't know if he's the guy.
Wow.
Calling
him out.
He had a great year last year, but he's had a long career. But it might be one of those things where like he's had something to prove. He proved it, and now he's kind of just doing his thing. I don't want that to be the case because he was supposed to be the guy to stretch the field, but he's been in the league long enough. How do you still have those miscommunications with your quarterback? Perryman, I just don't know if the talent's there.
No.
And I mean,
ship has sailed.
He's had a rough. He's never finished a training camp. I mean, that's really rough right there. I don't know if you can count on him.
I think me and you have had more complete NFL career than Perryman. just saying.
I mean, it sucks because that means Joe has one weapon, and that's Jeremy Maclin. And Macklin himself has had a career that has been up and down with injuries. So, like, when he does go down with that shoulder stinger, I was like, all right, who do we got now? I mean, that's it. So, I mean, you're always going to have a worry with that. But Mike Wallace, I wasn't happy that he stayed last year after the first year we had him, because it was an option. Was he going to stay? Was he not? I was kind of wanting them to move on from him, but
Me and you differ. I think we still need him.
Yeah.
But I feel like the
if
addition
you
of
remember-
Macklin.
If you remember, I wanted Torrey Smith to come back and let Wallace go,
No,
and you did not.
No, definitely not. That ship has sailed. He wasn't. I feel like Mike Wallace did more than 1 year than Torrey did. Again, Torrey had a tear during the Super Bowl season when he had the emotional Sunday Night Football game when he lost his brother.
Right.
He had a crazy game in the AFC divisional game against the Broncos. I mean, he's had flashes like Jacoby. Jacoby was that kind of he was on the receiver on the team, but he was more that special teamers, and he's more known for the big explosive returns. But I feel like Mike Wallace will get his due, but we are 2-0. And Joe Flacco even agreed, paraphrasing him, he's happy with a win by any means.
Yeah.
Whether we're running it 45 times or passing it 10, but who are we to complain? I mean, I don't know who our receivers were. I have to go back in 2009. I'm pretty sure it was probably the likes of Derek Mason, maybe. I don't think Anquan. I think Anquan came in 2010, if I'm not mistaken, or it could have been that year. But I feel like the 2009 season when we went 9-7 and went to New England and won 33-14, and Joe Flacco only completed 410 passes. I don't think the receivers were complaining,
Right.
Because we just won a playoff game with the AFC title game. So I feel like there's a love-hate. I haven't heard Mike Wallace verbally. I haven't heard a soundbite of him complaining, but probably on the back end, like, hey, Harbs, where's my due?
Right.
But you look at the rest of the league, and it's the same thing with all these receivers. They're not getting the looks or the targets, and it's happening in New York. If you don't know what's following there with the pulse with Odell Beckham being hurt.
Right.
Brandon Marshall's yet to get the ball, and how about that acquisition all season? Everybody's like, oh my God, he's going to be the complement to Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham goes down. You would think he'd be in a big workload in New York.
Sure.
He was irrelevant
Yeah.
in week 1. And he was their top receiver.
Yeah.
He had one catch on Monday Night Football for 19 yards, 17 yards. You just have to look at it as they'll get their due.
Yeah.
But did I not say in the Purple Friday preview, the game plan will come to you. They might have a game plan of let's do a balanced attack, but maybe the way the Browns play defense took away their best offensive player, and they felt like maybe Wallace was that guy.
Yeah.
And they allowed Macklin to be free. But Macklin's proved, again, a great free agent signing and a rejuvenation. And but again, we got plenty of time to get people involved. We're 2-0.
Yep.
Still early.
Very early in the season.
And we're one of a handful of teams still undefeated. We keep in pace in the AFC because the AFC is stacked.
Yeah.
The AFC West is not only two, but 3 teams in that division at 2-0.
Wow.
Okay. We play the Raiders in 3 weeks.
That's
we were
gonna
one
be
of
a
those
rough
teams.
one.
We got the Steelers in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we got London coming up. We go from London to Pittsburgh to Oakland.
Yeah.
And then drop off to Chicago.
Yeah.
So that should be a win. But just showing how it's shaping up.
Yeah.
These wins are important. These wins
Absolutely.
not only 2-0 in the division, 2-0 in the AFC, and 2-0 in the league. Loving it right now in Ravens Nation, the way it's shaping up.
Yeah.
I just can't be more pleased as a whole body of work. The team is just, like Suggs said, he feels like this is the closest team with defense. He's echoed that. I know a lot of other players have said that. Weddle's echoed it. I really can't see what we have in store coming up, but I feel like it was a collaborative win.
Yeah.
Great home debut against the Browns. We put them. We really didn't let them in the game on that long touchdown. We shut the door on them, and it was a great win.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I've never played a professional football league or a professional football game in my life. Mike Wallace, he's in this league for a reason, so he is a talent. I would love to see him come back and prove me wrong and be happy that he's a Raven. So I mean,
Maybe he'll do it big in London this week.
I'd love to see it. I'm not counting anything against him.
I wouldn't
And,
either.
I liked what Terrell Suggs said. We'll end it on this. Last week, Terrell Suggs said, hey, I'd love to see us score more touchdowns, but we got to play defensive ball. We're going to win that game that way. So, I mean, it is really these guys are ready to go. Whatever needs to be done, depending. It's not somebody hogging the spotlight.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're right. If the defense has to force 5 turnovers and we win like that, let's do it. Now, if we can't get the turnovers and he can't make the plays, and Joe Flacco's got to throw 3 touchdowns to his guys, and we have to rush it for 1 and score 28 points for 4 touchdowns, and the defense can't get an interception, so be it. And I had some arguments from some fans this week, and they were Ravens fans, of course, being, knuckleheads and trying to argue me for some reason. And we had non-Raven fans saying, well, it was Cleveland. But I look at it this way. They're all NFL professionals. They're all paid NFL professionals. The Ravens still had to make the plays. Yeah, they picked off the Browns and forced a turnover, got 4 picks again and another fumble. But Webb's got to catch the ball. What if Webb don't catch the ball in the end zone?
Yeah.
What if Tyus Bowser doesn't come out of nowhere and get a ball? What if Weddle don't make that one-handed catch?
Yeah.
And it was funny. I was like, oh, great, they're in field goal range. I eat my words because I thought the shutout was going to be going there. And Weddle picked it off, and shutout was still intact for the time being until they scored that touchdown. Again, I wasn't expecting a shutout, but the longer we went on the second quarter, I was like, what if? But I knew what was going to happen. I mean, they were going to bound to get at least 3. But the Ravens, again, my point is the Ravens still have to make plays. Whether it's on defense or offense, I don't care who the opponent is. It could be the worst team in the league this year. They're going to be. I mean, we've seen it. One of our playoff years, we laid an egg on Monday Night Football in Jacksonville with a Blaine Gabbert-led offense down there. We didn't do a thing, and we had all the firepower in the world. And it was like, what gives? Didn't really hurt us. We went 12-4 that year. It was one of our 4 stupid losses that year. But point is, got to make the plays.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, and I think this team can do whatever it needs to get done. I think they are versatile enough, and I think we are destined for a great season. So, Josh, have we covered everything for this Red Eye review?
Brandon, man, we certainly had it. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Quote the Raven, nevermore. And I think there's a Raven up there. We got to ask that Raven. He's gonna be like, we got like a new mascot.
We got Poe around the corner here too. So yes, Poe. We can ask the Raven, but it is quote the Raven, nevermore.
All right, guys. If you want to continue the conversation with Josh or I, you can. It's real easy. All you have to do is tweet to either one of us. You can tweet to me at Brando Cash. Josh, where can people tweet to you at?
Always at Italian GQ52.
All right, go over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Call Podcast. Like us over there. We don't know what's going on with Facebook Live. Josh did a great video. I could hear it on the Pages app.
Yeah, what was up with that?
It is
because I listened to back play on my phone and I can hear it.
Yeah.
But I want to, guys, and I want to also prerequisite before I get to the technical issues. I want to try to get more. Whether I do it maybe early in the morning, I'm not sure, but it was my fault because I got caught up in the hoopla of tailgating and being in the environment. It was on my way back to the car to pretty much, get my gear ready and everything. I kind of like, hey, let's do a 30-second to a minute keys of the game.
Yeah.
And I was on a quiet side street. I wasn't around the tailgate. There was no music, no cars, so I'm pretty surprised. And I did it right through my iPhone like I usually do. So if there's any technical issues, please let us know on that. But I was able to hear it, and a few others were able to, and then I had like 1 or 2 that couldn't. So
I think it's the update to the Facebook app. That's what I think what's going on.
Why do they do that?
I don't know, but I listened to it. I clicked on the play button when I was using the Pages app. I could hear you perfectly. I go to the Facebook app on my personal profile. It's not there. So that is a Facebook issue, but we will try to figure that out. Maybe, instead of doing a live video, we'll just record a video and post it a couple minutes later.
Right, or maybe do a Saturday night or the night before. It's hard, not to say it's hard, but it's difficult for me at home games because I get up so early.
You're a busy guy. I don't know.
12-hour workday. Well, I mean,
you're like the new captain defense. Like people always want your picture.
Oh, you should have seen the number of cell phones that were in my face from because I was at Jimmy's, so it was a whole new experience.
Yeah.
And my outfit and people take a picture of my eyeballs, and I took a picture with some fans, and some girl gave me her business card.
Her number.
No, her business card. Where it has her number and email on it. But
there you go.
Yeah, there you go. But she introduced herself, and apparently I was on her YouTube channel. Like one of her videos.
Oh, cool.
Raven. So she goes, yeah, you were there last year. One of my first videos she did one time. I'm like, oh, it's like I'm a celebrity on the tailgate lot. So I'm pretty busy. Signing autographs, taking pictures, kissing babies. It's a big hoopla, but I want to try to get it there. But I thought about doing it early in the morning. I think Dustin was asking me on Twitter, when you doing one? He was giving me a skate game, which I love every Sunday.
Yeah.
I love interacting. I do what I can. Again, it's very limited because of where I'm at. I'm having fun, and I don't want to sit there on my phone for 3 hours. But I appreciate everybody tweet me and Facebooking me during the games. I know I put out a halftime, a kind of a halftime takes.
Yeah.
I was able to, which is great. In the downtime when there's really really 15 minutes to do really nothing in the stands.
Yeah.
Talking to a few select fans. But again, I don't know what's up with Facebook Live, but we'll get it right, and again, we'll see what the improvements are there.
Absolutely, and we're gonna continue to work around it and figure out ways to do it. But we love interacting with you guys, so go over to Facebook and like us over there. Again, that's the Call Podcast. Whenever a new show comes out, you'll be the first to know, and we're always posting videos and pictures and news, anything that we can. And this is going to be a big week coming up. This is the London week, so there's definitely going to be a lot of news breaking, and the Ravens are going to do all kinds of stuff over there. So we definitely like us and follow us there on Facebook and Twitter. Now, we do this show for free. You listen, stream, download, and watch us for free on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, the Baltimore Sports Report Network, Player.fm, Overcast, Google Play Music, Satchel, and YouTube. All we ask in return is for you to please spread the word about the show. Let people know on Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and Pinterest and Instagram and Reddit and Snapchat, anywhere you are social on the web with your phone. If you see this guy at a game, tag us and post it to your wall to your friends.
I'm always there.
Yeah, you're always there.
Come on,
so
man.
people look for this guy. He's easy to find. He's dressed up crazy. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it for the show until Friday, our Purple Friday preview. Probably will be coming a little bit later than some people might expect it. Look for it Friday night, Saturday morning. It's still considered Purple Friday if I post it before midnight. Sorry. But anyway, guys.
Crazy week for us this week, but we'll get it right.
We got work and real life and all that other kind of stuff. But Josh, take us out the way you always do.
Brandon, thank you so much. And from the B studio, as you pointed out, very excited to get this the new call. The right way, the professional way, the right way for the fans, by the fans. Appreciate everybody's feedback. It's been exciting, man. Great environment. Really can't wait to get it going. We beat down those Brownies 2-0. This is exciting. We're keeping pace at the right time in the AFC when everybody else is really killing it, and we can't be 1-1 or 0-2. We're right there. This is exciting. The defense is where we thought it would be. The offense is starting to pick it up. 20-0, 24-10. These scores are amazing. Again, taking care of business, home and away. Got a road win, got a home win. Taking care of it the way we need to be in the AFC North. 2 division games in a row, 2 straight wins. Like I said, 3 out of the first 4 against the division. We're taking care of business, man.
Absolutely.
And what's on the horizon? In London.
London.
And we're going to get the Purple Friday preview, London style. It's going to be great. We have a lot of great stuff planned for the Purple Friday preview. Unfortunately, not on live on location, but we'll definitely do it this week. Man, those injuries, Ravens, Baltimore Ravens, let's fly high this week.
This has been a production of Brando Cash Entertainment. Music by Brad Lepore and Daniel Kelly from the DBK Studio. For more information, go to brandocash.com.
The Call is a member of the Baltimore Sports Report Network. Find more podcasts like this at baltimoresportsreport.com.